What's up, everyone? Welcome to the bonus part of Broken Boosted Episode 4, Broken Boosted Episode 4.1. As I was rebuilding my turbo, I kind of wanted to bring something to light that some of you might not know what it means or how it works, called Wastegate Porting. And let me kind of start from the beginning. This is the turbine housing from the turbocharger, and what happens is the exhaust from your engine goes into this hole right here, and it spins the turbine wheel, which then spins the compressor wheel and builds boost. But what happens when you hit your desired boost level? Well, this is an internal wastegate, and what happens is once this is spinning fast enough to make your desired boost level, there has to be a place for the extra exhaust gas to go, because if it just keeps coming through here, it's going to keep spinning the turbo faster and faster, and it's going to build too much boost. So what happens is, this is called an internal wastegate, and this little flapper opens. So the exhaust gas is coming in here, it's spinning the turbine wheel as quick as it needs to go, and now it's got excess exhaust gas and it's got to go somewhere. So this little flapper opens up and lets out the extra. But what these China chargers are known for, especially if you have a very free-flowing exhaust system, like let's say a 2.5 inch or bigger, a 3-inch exhaust system, especially if you don't have a cat or you don't have a muffler, it flows a lot of exhaust. And what happens is your wastegate will open up, but that little hole right there is not big enough to flow enough exhaust gas. So more and more exhaust gases keep getting shoved through the turbine wheel, and it creates what's called boost creep. And what will happen is at a certain RPM you'll hit, let's say your target's 10 psi, it'll hit 10 psi at say 3,500 RPM. And then as you're climbing to redline, 5,000, 6,000 RPM, your boost will keep climbing 12, 13, 14 psi, and you don't want that to happen. If you're only tuned for 12 psi, the engine can start making too much power, it could just tear itself apart. So check this out. You see the size of that flapper? You see the size of the port? The port is a lot smaller than the flapper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Dremel and I'm going to open up this port so it can flow more exhaust gas. I'm going to try to keep this turbo only running low boost, maybe 5 psi or so, and if it's creeping up to 10 psi, it can make the clutch slip, other things, like I said, it can cause engine damage too. So I'm kind of going to show you how I'm going to open up the port on that wastegate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some of this side. If you cut out too much of this side over here, the flapper can actually catch the port when it's closing and not close all the way. So I'm basically just going to do a real mild port and open up this side. I'm going to go ahead and use a Dremel with a carbide cutter and just take it little by little, and I'm going to open that port up. After cutting out pretty much all I want to cut out, I'm going back through with a low grit sanding drum on my Dremel just to kind of smooth everything out. And I'll give you guys close-ups here in a second. So now you can see how that hole for the wastegate's a little bit off-center looking. It kind of shows you how much I took off. See, it's a little bit shiny in there. But hopefully just that little bit is going to help increase the exhaust flow through the wastegate and help avoid any boost creep. After you're done grinding away, make sure you spray out your turbine housing with some brake cleaner or solvent to be sure that you get all the shavings out of it. You don't want to leave a whole bunch of shavings inside your turbine housing. And head back to episode 4, we'll finish rebuilding this thing.